Hey guys, and welcome back to part 2 of the creating a follow-up attack PSA tutorial. Now that I've explained how everything in here works, it's time to actually allow for the follow-up to happen. But first what we'll do is go to attack S3 low. We don't actually want this. For sake of ease, to make stuff a bit quicker, I'll copy all of this into a different sub-action. Let's choose this one. You have to use a none sub-action, by the way, if you want to use a completely different move. But if you're doing it to an existing move, then you can use the move that's already existing. So, I want to name this Attack S3 Low. And I want to name this Attack S3S. Ooh. You will see why I'm doing this in a second. Now, basically, what's happening here is that it will trigger on frame 8. But let's see what happens and how it triggers when it triggers in the animation. Frame 8 doesn't really make sense. His leg is still coming out for the kick. So, I'd say frame 10 or 11 would make more sense. I'll probably go for frame 10, just to make it not too slow. So change the asynchronous timer to 10, and the offensive collisions, these would probably be fine, but actually, I'll probably want to tweak the damage and knockback, because I want this move to pack a decent punch. So, I'll change the damage to 8, so it's a bit more balanced, because the two attacks connecting together will do 14%, which is a good damage, I think. I will change knockback, say 12. Say 50, and I'll put the base knockback about 45, no, 40, I think will be a decent one. Size, bone D, I'm not too sure. I'll probably need to check which bones everything is set to here. I can use this move for reference. D and E, that's one of his legs. Sorry. That's his right leg. However, I want it to come off his left leg, because that's just awkward. Does this come off his left leg? Oops, shit. Ignore that. That sometimes happens if you left click. Oh yep, this one comes off his left leg. So I'll use the bones for that. Since that move comes off his left leg, I used bones 6, 9 and A here. I'll use these bones in this sub-action as well. So, change the bone to 6. Remove the Y offset. Keep the size the same. Bone. I just had a blank there. Forgot what I used. 9. Damage was 8, bone was 9. So I need to swap the damage and the bone around. I'll want the knockback to be the same. You don't have to have the same knockback, but I want this to do the same power, the same amount of power wherever in the move. I'll increase the size. No, I'll. Shall I? I'm thinking to myself. I don't want any Y offset. I may want a bit of in fact, no offset. I'll just increase the size of this. trajectory, 169. Seems okay to me. And we'll do the same. Bone A is the one we want this time. Damage 8. Nope. Oops, sorry, not. Size 5. I like to use quite round numbers. I don't like how they use like 5.3 and stuff. I like to keep it simple. Yeah, that's all the offensive collisions changed. And now this synchronous timer the number of frames on that synchronous timer will depend or will affect how long the offensive collision lasts. So, being realistic, you don't actually want the offensive collision to last the entire time the leg is out, because that doesn't actually make sense. I mean, if you were to kick someone, all the force comes out initially, but if you still have your leg there, they're not gonna suddenly get hurt if they touch your leg. They can just like walk into your leg. So from 10, I'd say 14 would be fairly realistic. Let's change this to 4. That terminates the collisions. Now the reason why I was looking at that is because this asynchronous timer allows you, follows up with an allow interrupt, which allows you to actually just sort of interrupt the move. It's basically the IASA frames of the move. It allows you to interrupt the move a bit earlier than you would normally. I think I'll keep that there. Graphics, there are none. Sound effects, there are none. Other, there is nothing. We can keep it that way, but I may add a little effect. Okay, sorry about that. Just do something, so there'll probably be a cut. Yes, I remember. Now, back to here. This one. Now, what we need to do is actually code the thing that allows the move to follow up. At the moment, there is nothing of real significance here. So, you can modify all of this, since it's not really needed. Slope movements aren't really too necessary. In fact, usually they just mess stuff up. Now, I'm just trying to set a realistic number of frames before he can follow up again with the next attack. I think 13 is good, since the it's actually after, it's the moment, no, in fact, 14 for safe measure. It's when those collisions terminate. Now, first thing that you need to do is create a set loop, and you'll want it until, like, whenever you want the button duration period to be. So, I want it until he drops his fist back down. So that's a total of 10 frames. So all I need to do is put A. Since this, like the offensive collisions, are in hexadecimal. Now to put the stuff in there. Here's the key thing that you need. The if value. There are 4 ifs here. If value, if unknown, and if comparison. You could use if, but for the certain thing that I'm doing, it would only allow you to react with any sort of button press, whereas this, I want it to be a specific button. So if value, requirement, button press, you can also use button pressed, but that will detect if the button is held, and I don't want that, I want to be able to press the button again. Variable, 0. 0 is the A button, and 1 is the B button, and I believe 8, I think, is X and Y jump buttons. So I want a button press 0. Change sub-action, and then the sub-action ID. The one for the ID the one for the move that we were just doing is 51. So that will mean that if I press 0, button press 0, which is A, I will go to this sub-action and do the stuff in here. And then you want to close the end. You want to close the if sub-action with an end if. Now this is a very important thing. You need a synchronous timer here of 1 frame. If without any timers, the loop will sort of basically loop itself in 1 frame and it will just be done. The loop will do nothing basically. It means that you'll have to press 0 literally on frame 14, and you have to be like a split second faster. And now, just add an execute loop. This piece of code is just generally very handy. Anytime you press a button, it will change to a certain sub-action. You can also change this to, say, if the hitbox connects. So here would be a good one, like if hitbox connects, if requirement. You actually don't want to use this one. There's a more reliable version, if 3D. This is if hitbox has connected. With that, it's literally just a more reliable version of if hitbox connects, except it lasts over a larger time frame. It's generally more reliable. So if 3D is another possibility. And yeah, that's basically how you make a follow-up attack. I'll make a demonstration video fairly soon as well, but it will have some tweaked graphics and stuff. Nothing that you guys probably wouldn't know how to do already. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next tutorial. I'm not sure what I'll do, but see you then.